So hello again and welcome on the webinar. FARO Laser Tracker Projector. I am Andrej Orešnik from IB-CADDY company responsible for FARO products. With me is also Paolo Zani from FARO company. He is actually specialist from the FARO, and he will make the presentation for the tracer system from the web demo studio. Hello, Paolo.
Hello, everybody.
So I will make, let's say, a short presentation about our company, about solution in field of FARO supplier. Actually, IB-CADDY company was starting in 1991. We actually have three locations, two in Slovenia, in Ljubljana and Kamnik, and one office in Belgrade. Actually, let's say that our company has a lot of knowledge in different field of industry, like mechanical design, electrical design, manufacturing, and so on. So we have, let's say, more solutions for what we can offer in our market with SolidWorks and all connected softwares to SolidWorks and 3D experience like CAM, Solid Steel, and so on. We have also different technologies in 3D printers, so we can print with different materials like carbon fiber, Kevlar, some metal parts, and so on. But today we will speak a little bit more about the FARO solution. So actually we are authorized reseller for FARO solution in Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Serbia, Montenegro, and North Macedonia. FARO, let's say, it's divided in more different fields, let's say 3D manufacturing, metrology, 3D design, reverse engineering, construction, BIM, and also public safety and forensic. Today we will go a little bit deeper in 3D manufacturing with FARO Tracer solution. Just short overview about hardware, what we can implement in your companies from the FARO supplier. So here you can see different devices, the FARO Quantum Max and Gauge arms with a scanner with 8 axes. With this device on the right, FARO Focus Laser Scanner. It can be, let's say, area scan until 700 meters. Below it's FARO Tracker Max, so actually also the measurement device for measured the, let's say, big parts on long distance until 80 meters. And today we will present the FARO Tracer laser projector for the projecting some features from the some parts. Of course, we can offer all hardware, and here is important also the softwares. And here is, let's say, some software what we can offer with FARO products, with FARO hardware. So for the, let's say, projecting, it's quite important to have BuildIT Projector where we can project some features from the 3D CAD model. But there we have also some other solution for the ARM, for the focus scanner, for the reverse engineering, and you can see different softwares what we can offer on the market. So this is, let's say, the basic presentation from my side. So Paolo Zani, the stage is yours. So please.
Thank you very much for sharing this interesting introduction. I'm going to share with you my presentation, and we are going to see in a few minutes the FARO Tracer solution. Okay, I share with you my presentation and share. And let's talk about, first of all, let's introduce FARO Tracer projector. FARO Tracer projector is a laser projector, really flexible. As you can see in this slide, we can project on mechanical parts, assemblies, ply stratification for carbon fiber or composites applications, really wide projection on really big objects like an aircraft or a satellite part like this one. How it works? What is the FARO Tracer and how it works? First of all, is a beam projector, is a beam laser projector. And thanks to two mirrors, turning mirrors, these mirrors are able to spread a three-dimensional laser image on your surface, on the surface of your part, in order to project sequences, locate parts and find the positions, align parts, sub-assemblies and models. And last but not least, the FARO Tracer SI is able to scan your part and say, without any operator intervention, is able to say, it's okay, is in the correct position, is missing, is not missing. The benefits. First of all, improve the quality. Imagine that in this moment you have different physical templates that could be physical templates, wide, small physical templates, but the common point of all the physical templates is that the company is spending money for manage them, for take care about them and calibrate them. With a virtual template, you are able to increase the quality because you are able to adjust the projection in function of your projects, and you are able to save money because you can scrap all your old physical templates. In this way, we can reduce the scrap connected to human errors or problems in the assembly, and we can cut that dramatically. We can cut the rework time. In few words, this solution is able to reduce costs and optimize labor costs. Usually, when we are talking about manual processing of a workflow or an assembly, there is usually a problem. Really high level and skilled operator are facing an overload, and the new entries, so new hired operators, are not used so much. In this way, with the correct workflow and guiding correctly the different operators, we are able to guide all the operators in the same way. So this means uniform production and balancing the workload on different operators. This software that is managing everything is really easy to use and optimized. Usually the workflow is left to right. So the first icons are on the left, the last icons are on the right, and it's possible to customize with different interfaces. Let's take a look to some examples. For example, here we have a video that is showing the assembly of a frame. This is a heavy equipment part. Another heavy equipment part where I'm projecting the placeholders for the different parts to mount and weld. The FARO Tracer is also a good idea if you want to share, if you want to create the virtual template for carbon fiber stratification and composite industry. Usually one of the problems, if I return back a bit, can you see here that one of the problems is find the correct location of the mold. The tracer could find this location and adjust this location in function of the movement of the operator and is able to check it automatically in order to have always the correct position of the mold. When the object is really wide, like an aircraft or a cruise ship or a commercial ship, we are able to connect different tracers and create an array of tracers in order to project really wide projection. Everything is synchronized. So in the exact position where a projection of the first tracer finishes, the projection of the second tracer starts. And last but not least, the possibility to lead, to guide the operator in order to check visually the position. But remember that Tracer SI is able to scan and finally say if, for example, these holes are in the correct position or they are not in the correct position. About the specifications, the range of projection starts from 2 meters up to 15 meters. So we are really flexible. You can always find a position where the tracer is projecting. It is a device with a high accuracy. We are talking about 0.25 millimeters with a distance of projection of 4.5 meters, 4.6 meters. Is it complicated to find the position of the mold, the position of the assembly? No, it's not rocket science. There are some reflectors. The tracer M is able to scan these reflectors and find the correct position. The virtual templating is based on 3D CAD model. This means that it's enough to load your CAD, click what you want to project, and the tracer will start projecting. The only one difference between Tracer SI and Tracer M is the possibility to scan. Thanks to this possibility, Tracer SI is able to scan holes, scan corners of your models, scan checkerboards in your environment, and align without reflectors. And thanks to the capability of scanning, the Tracer SI is able to check if a component is in the correct position or not, independently from the operator. How to fit the tracer in my environment? We have different possibilities. First of all, the tracer is equipped in order to provide the power supply. It's enough to provide a cable like this one. It's a standard cable that is really common in a desktop and computer and laptop, and an Ethernet cable. We are not talking about gigabit Ethernet. We are talking about fast Ethernet. Okay, so two requirements that are not so hard to provide. When we have to mount the tracer directly on a column, on a beam, we can provide this frame. The name is 3-axis mount, and it's possible to mount this equipment directly on a pole or 100 centimeters of 100 millimeters of pole, that a cylinder of 100 millimeters of diameter. In case you want to mount the tracer directly on your ceiling, on the ceiling of your facility, it's available the beam mount. Thanks to the beam mount, you can mount your tracer directly on a ceiling and finally orientate it manually. If you want to create your mounting system, it's not a problem. We can provide. We are the builder, the manufacturer of this technology, so we can provide the different positions of the different holes in order to fit perfectly this device with the design of your facility. The FARO Tracer is quite passive, is projecting nothing else. What is the clever side of this solution? the clever side of this solution is the software. This software is available with 3 different interfaces. Planner, the most complete interface for the operator and the planner that should create physically the different programs. Instant projection and operator. Operator is the typical user of the tracer that thanks to a remote control, I am able to control my tracer without any computer, any keyboard close to me. It's enough a remote control for moving the projection. But there are small companies where the planner is at the same time the operator. In this case, we can use instant projection. Instant projection is like is an interface optimized for pick with the mouse and project with the projector. So an instant projection interface. All these 3 interfaces are really simple to use, really easy to use. It's possible the in-process verification, asking to the operator to check if the position is okay, or asking to the tracer SI to scan and verify if the position is okay. I can provide different levels of instructions, starting from the projection of the text directly on the surface of the part, and finishing with instruction, on-screen instruction, using text and images. In case of big companies, we can split the different interfaces. So planner could use all the interfaces, and for example, operator should use a login and password and could enter only in the in a specific user interface, for example, the operator. Are available here in our software different CAD modules in order to import NX, import CATIA, import Creo files natively without any converter. And as I introduced before, it's possible to use a tablet or use a remote control in order to control everything. Okay, let's go on and let's take a look to the FARO Tracer. Now I block my camera in Spotlight. If you have some questions, please feel free to ask. There is the chat for this. And let's take a look to the tracer. Okay, this is the tracer. Okay, as you can see, it's really regular shape, 40 centimeters long. The depth is roughly 20 centimeters and 30 centimeters high. Here we can see the jog mount, a third system for mounting this projector directly on a standard tripod, a FARO standard tripod. Okay, in order to connect the power source and the Ethernet, can you see that here there are 2 cables? One is the Ethernet, the other one is the power plug. This equipment is protected by dust with the sealing. Here there is a protection glass that is protecting the laser, an array of fans that is extracting the heat from the inside, and here a filter for protecting the entire equipment, the whole equipment from the dust. And here, as you can see, it's possible to orientate in 2 directions the laser projection thanks to this yoke mount. What is projecting in this moment the FARO Tracer? As you can see, is projecting here. Okay, I'm in the other side of the room. Okay, and here, as you can see, the tracer is projecting. What is the clever part that is projecting? The software. And now I'm going to share with you directly the software projection. I share with you again my screen. Now I recommend you to use a view option and use the split view in order to see my camera on the left side, sorry, my software on the left side of the presentation and my camera on the right side. Okay, let's image that I'm the operator. Okay, in this moment, can you see that my software is projecting a pentagon, and there is the note, rotate the pentagon until the edges are correct. And here, can you see that this is the projection? And can you see that the projection is really precise, 0.25 millimeters of accuracy of the projection. If I need to move my part, can you see that if I move the part a bit, now the projection is not aligned, but just a click with the mouse or with the remote control, and I can perform the drift check. Now the software is aligning again all the points, the reference points, and is starting projecting again. Okay, a few seconds for detecting the different targets, and finally, the software will start projecting again. Here we can see the alignment. The alignment could be automatic or manually. And can you see that I moved my part, but the tracer is able to find again this position. Okay, let's go on. Clicking the button of the mouse here, I can advance with one step. Now the software is projecting two placeholders for drill holes. Going on, always with the mouse, I can check these holes. So I can ask the operator to check these holes and say if the hole is correct. I can project different holes at the same time or different features of the same time, but of course I can enter in my tree of the features and go on and check one by one all the features. One of the typical problems of the laser is the possibility to project on reflective materials or completely black materials. In this case, I'm using a carbon fiber part. Can you see that the projection on completely black parts or really reflective parts, it's possible. So it's possible to project on really shining stainless steel parts. It's possible to project on glass. And you see that the projection is visible also on the glass. And it's possible to project on shining parts. And you see that the position is visible also on this really shining button. Going on, now I want to project a part here. Okay, this part could be mounted by the operator in the correct position or upside down. With tracer M, I can ask the operator, please check carefully if the position is correct or not. With tracer SI, it's clever. I can go on, highlight a specific position, for example, this hole, press the button number 3 of my remote, scan my part, and can you see that in this moment, the hole is not in the correct position, failed. So I move upside down my model, I press again my button, and now it's in the correct position. So now I can confirm my operation. Sometimes when I'm welding, when I'm gluing something, it's possible that I have something unwanted here. This is an FOD, an object that I don't want on my surface. The tracer is able to detect this object too. Using the tracer SI, can you see that I'm able to detect if the profile is in the correct position and if there is something strange on my surface. I can confirm. Can you see that now the verification is failed and the step of the verification is completely red? I can project also here a text. Can you see that here there is a text? And it's possible to project the part number of or the ply number directly on the surface. In this moment, we are projecting only 2D features, but this one is a three-dimensional feature. We are talking about a cylinder, so it's a three-dimensional shape projected directly on your three-dimensional surface in the space. When the text is really long and the operator should read all the text, so different instruction, is not comfortable, the laser projection. So what we can do, we can project directly on the screen in overlay with the software. We can provide the different instructions. Talking about the made the operator job easily, there is the possibility to collect nodes, so not paper anymore in your line of production. If we are using glue, it's possible also to start a counter. In this moment, my interface is planar, is not blocked, but if I enter with the operator interface, the operator interface is perfectly blocked until the timeout arrived to 0. Okay, now you can close. Here in projecting the XF, I told you it's possible to import three-dimensional files, of course, but it's possible also to project 2D files like this one. This one is the FARO logo, is a DXF imported directly and projected on this surface. Now you can see a flickering, and probably during the whole presentation, you were able to see a flickering. This flickering is not natural, it's my camera that is not synchronized with the laser. There is always a limit. It's possible that the flickering could be visible also for human eyes. In this case, I can project partially my shape. When I project partially, the flickering disappears both for the camera and human eyes. When I finish my workflow, it's possible to run a layer of automation. BuildIT Projection is able to support native language, so native BuildIT API languages or in commands, or is able to support Python. Python means the possibility to dialogue directly with PLC, with robots, with automatic implants. And here you can see a demo report. So demo plan report with the name, it's fully customizable, this part. The projector, the tolerance of alignment, and here all the steps. When you can see green ring, green circle, the operation is passed without any problem. When you can read red circles, like in this case, the operation is failed and the step of mounting and assembly is failed. And here you can see all the steps with possible notes. for the R&D or the quality management. When step is in gray, this means that in this case the operator skipped this specific step. When I go on with my remote, can you see that the software is in the end? So the software could ask to the operator, do you want to clean everything and start again? If I say yes, can you see that I start again with a new projection? So I'm ready for mounting another part and starting another assembly. This is a quite simple part. Let's take a look to something that is a bit more complicated, like a car door, like this one. Can you see that I equipped my car door with these stickers? These stickers are reflectors, and the tracer is able to align automatically with these reflectors. I can show you. I close this project, so it's enough to open another project. I'm opening this file in this moment. This file was unigraphic files, so NX. Can you see that the software remembers automatically the last position of the tracer? And now I click Align Projection. When I click Align Projection, the software usually is able to scan automatically the area if the scan line is turned on. And can you see that in this moment is aligning and is already projecting this area. So if I zoom, in this moment, there is the instruction for the speaker, for mounting the speaker. Okay, and this is the projection. So if I'm an operator, I'm aware that in this moment, I can mount my speaker in this door, in this area, and I'm aware if something is not going in the correct way, because I can see clearly that in this case, this hole is a bit moved in this direction, okay? Because can you see here that there is the edge here is complete, the edge here is not complete. Okay, so I'm aware that there is a problem, a possible problem of position here. Going on always with the remote control, it's not the only one way to control the tracer, but usually is the way that the different operators prefer. I go on, I click the button number 1, and okay, sorry, there is a message in front. Okay, and can you see that automatically the software switches from the mounting on the mounting step of the speaker here to the mounting step of the mirror here. Okay, and here the position of this part is perfect. Okay, is perfectly fitting this position. I can zoom a bit more in order to show you that the positioning is perfect. Okay. The next step is the positioning of the locking system of the door. And now I'm projecting this in this area. With instruction on the screen. Going on, I can project a three-dimensional layer here. Can you see that I'm projecting this line? And I can check if my profile is perfect and I'm checking if I can mount the armrest. This is the slot for the armrest. And going on, I can highlight the positions of the different screws or fasteners in order to block my part here. So the coverage of this door using these fasteners or this blocking system, these holes. And this is another example of the flexibility of this solution. Can you see that I jumped in a few minutes, in few seconds, I jumped from one projection here to another projection here. Okay, I completely changed my setup and I'm projecting two different projects. Is it complicated to create a program? It's not complicated. For example, I want to project this surface. Okay, I want to project this physical surface here. It's enough to add a new layer to the projection, select what I want to project of the layer, for example, this, and can you see that the projection is instantly ready? Okay, and so I can instantly check if my surface is correct or not. And of course, I can always, if my project is changing, dynamically changing during the time, and I want to adjust this, for example, my customer is asking, okay, I don't want the two holes anymore, no problem. I create another layer with only this slot, and can you see that the two holes disappear automatically? Okay, in this way, I can create really flexible instruction, really flexible steps of my assembly, and I can create my program. My program, in this case, can you see that are really flexible, and I can adjust them in function of the workflow that is changing during the time. And the operator is always aware and is always guided during the workflow. So I can completely eliminate all the problems connected to I was not aware that this step of the workflow was added or eliminated completely. Okay, because you are always guided. It's possible also in the same projection program to create different plan of projection. For example, for this door, I can project the front with the projection plan number 1, flip my door, load the projection plan number 2, align on different reference points, and start projecting the back. One of the solutions when I have really wide parts is project with different tracers, but there is also the possibility to move the tracer in different positions or move the part in different positions and project separated the different parts of my model. With this last example, I finished this really short presentation. I stop the sharing of my screen and I return back with my standard mode. And I'm available for technical questions and I leave the floor to Andrei.
Yeah, Paolo, thank you very much for this really interesting webinar, the presentation of solution, what it can be done with projector with FARO Tracer. So thank you very much for participation, and also Paolo, thank you to you for great webinar.